Danielle Jeffers. College Dough is an all-in-one resource. Right now we're in the fundraising stage to build an app that will help students go to college and graduate debt-free. We'll teach them how to earn scholarships, help them find scholarships, and help them manage their time so that they can earn more scholarships. Yes, a lot of national databases like Scholarly, Unigo, and FastWeb provide information for students so they can find scholarships and also apply for them, but they don't really teach them how to apply for them, and that's where we come in and we specialize that by giving them teach them how to write their perfect essay or ask for that letter of recommendation through our app.
Next pivot. Our target market with College Dough are low-income students who could be first generation and have the will and intent to go to a four-year university after they graduate from high school. Their GPA and their work ethic speaks for itself and will help them earn scholarships to prepare to go to school and graduate debt-free. Our user base consists of the 3.5 million students who graduate from high school every year, and 2.1 million of those students enroll in four-year universities in the fall. 1.2 million of those students classify as low income. Those are the users we want on our site the most, or on our app the most. These are our distribution channels. We'll earn our users through schools who can license the product at $150 per student with annual renewals, or an individual such as a parent who their child doesn't attend that school. They can bring their child on and use the free model with limited, with the basic version of our app, or pay $49 for full access every year, or pay $150 for full access plus personal coaching. And then nonprofit organizations like Boys and Girls Clubs and Big Brothers Big Sisters, they can use our app too with bulk purchases at $150 per student. So how does this work in terms of the business model? Well, college advisors work very closely with the high school guidance counselors. They work hand in hand to make sure the students are able to go to the colleges they want to go to and will be able to graduate on time. Those prospective students need money to go to school, and typically they choose loans. But with College Dough, they'll be able to use an app that teaches them how to earn the scholarships through three main features. Helping them find scholarships through our databases. That includes national scholarships, local scholarships, and regional scholarships. To give you a heads up, if you apply for a local scholarship, your chances of earning it are higher because there are less people applying. We'll help them manage their time. Most high school students are juggling extracurricular activities, their schoolwork, and if you're like me, you have a busy personal life too at home. So it's hard to find time to write an essay and to fill out a bunch of applications. With our system, they'll be able to integrate their calendar, and we'll highlight time that they should use to spend on applying for scholarships, as well as teaching them how to earn scholarships. The methods and strategies I use have helped me earn over $210,000 in scholarships, as well as, like I said before, help my clients earn over $160,000 in scholarships for more than 50 students and their families. All of that will lead to more scholarship submissions, hopefully allowing these low-income students to earn scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free. So, proof of concept. Why would a school, or a nonprofit, or a parent or an individual purchase College Dough? One, their reputation is on the line. If you purchase this system and you earn scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free, you will become known as that school, that nonprofit, or that parent who helped their student go to college and graduate debt-free, which will lead to an increase in enrollment for that school or that nonprofit in the subsequent years, leading to a bigger and better alumni base who's proud to say, I graduated from XYZ High School, where I was a club member at XYZ Boys and Girls Club, and they helped me earn scholarships to go to college. I've talked to two high school/college prep academies. One is located in Charlotte, North Carolina, JSTEP, and the Mathematics, Civics, and Science Charter School in Philadelphia. They both said this would be a great program for their school, and I've done speaking engagements and worked with their students hand in hand, as well as coaching my clients, who I've helped earn over $160,000 in scholarships. And I work with my local Boys and Girls Club in my hometown, Danville, Virginia, where I gain customer feedback and data on how they use the tips and tricks that will be in College Dough. Our competitive advantage. College Dough is better than everyone else in the market in terms of consultants, national scholarship databases like FastWeb, Scholarly, and Unigo, and a typical student who could do it themselves. Why? Because we help them find scholarships. I told you before, you'll earn more local scholarships because your chances of earning them are higher because there are less people applying. The past year and a half that I've been working on Dough for Degrees, I partnered with more than 20 guidance counselors in Virginia, North Carolina, North Carolina, and DC, and gather the local scholarships from that area, already building my own database. In addition to that, I'll help them find national scholarships and regional scholarships. Application prep, I'll teach you how to write that perfect essay to win that $5,000 scholarship, or ask for that letter of recommendation that will send you to school for $10,000 in your pocket. And I'll help you manage your time through our calendar and notification system. That's better than consultants who have limited time and resources, better than national databases who only focus on connecting you to national scholarships, and better than a student who has limited time and resources also. How much will it cost to create College Dough? Product development is expected to cost $140,000. That includes working with a company to develop the app. That includes creating the video content and editing. Marketing and sales is expected to cost $40,000 to reach all of these cities and all of these schools across the nation, as well as administration is $20,000. That brings it to $200,000. Currently, I'm in the fundraising phase and plan to begin product design and production late fall of 17. This year, we engage in beta testing in the spring of 18 and ship the final product in the fall of 18. Projected revenues will grow regionally. We'll start currently where I have the most traction, by gaining 5,000 users when we enter the market in 2018. That number doubles as we grow aggressively to the Mid-Atlantic, and you can see the growing rate from 30,000, 50,000, 70,000 in 2022, when we enter the Midwest. At 5,000 users, at $150 per user, these are the paid users only. Again, there is a free version for the individual users. That's $750,000 in revenue in the first year. The number continues to grow aggressively based on the chart I just showed you. Projected financials. In year one, that's 2018, 2019, revenues will be 100%. Cost of goods sold will be 15% of the $750,000 because we have a small support staff to help people use the app correctly, as well as answer any questions that they have. Gross profit will be 85%. 30% will be devoted to research and development, which means finding more scholarships for people to apply for and figuring out the better and best ways to help them earn the money. 30% for marketing and sales, and 10% for administration, leaving us with an operating income of 15%. Those numbers and those graphs look different on the subsequent years because your operating income is expected to increase. At least College Dough is expected to increase as we grow year to year. So who's on the team? Again, my name is Danielle Jeffers, and my scholarship experience is the core of this app, as well as the scholarship experiences of my clients through Dough for Degrees. Kevin Jones will serve as an advisor for this app. He's the co-founder of Joba Design and a Hokie and a former NFL player. Joba Design, located in Blacksburg, Virginia, will do the product development for College Dough. And Marcus Lemonis, the CEO of Camping World, the face of CNBC's The Profit and The Partner, will also serve as an advisor. I met him in April at Virginia Tech, and he made a monetary investment into the company. I can't do it all by myself, and with 2 advisors and a product development team, I still need help. We'll have a content editor on board, a marketing associate, a technology lead, and 2 scholarship experts to help us analyze all the data and continue to find bigger and better ways to help students earn scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free. So why College Dough? This is an opportunity to help low-income students go to college and graduate debt-free. It'll help them reach the level of success that they've always wanted and they always dreamed of, eliminating the financial barriers that typically happen when a student graduates with an average of $35,000 in debt from college. It will disrupt not only the college funding market, but it will disrupt the typical student's way of funding their education by teaching them you can go to college and earn scholarships and graduate debt-free instead of settling for loans. Thank you.
Okay. Getting to the high school counselors, that's your key. That's your recurring revenue right there. Your seniors are done every year, so once some individual buys it, they're done with it. So you have the counselors are going to be constantly having a new senior class every year. So how are you going to get into them? My second question is, I know this is a fact, being a former assistant principal, they don't have a budget. They really don't. If they do, it's very minimal. So you're going to have to come up with ways from funding from a school perspective, which I think is the right route to go. But how have you thought that through, and have you gotten any funding from any schools up to this point?
Currently, with Dough for Degrees, I haven't, but I have thought that through. engaging the community, doing a lot of community research. I found that the grassroots model will probably be best for that. You can sponsor your child in a sense. You pay $50 on your child's behalf, and the school's price that they have to be would be reduced. There's also another way to do that through corporate sponsorships, where a corporation like Coca-Cola or Belk or something like that could sponsor a school and like pay for 100 students to use the app. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jonathan sort of asked my question about how counselors can use, but is your end user the student or the counselor? The 150 a month, are you going after the end user, the student, or is it school counselors?
The end user is the student. We want the students on the app.
Okay, if I can't afford the $150 for the license or the use, are you working with foundations to help offer assistance to I'm thinking of low income, but $150 to one of us may not be the same to someone that's in low income.
Yes, ma'am. Again, the grassroots model of funding that, and which I've done a lot of research on from the Boys and Girls Club perspective, it works very well when you have successful alumni from that hometown say, hey, these kids need to go to college. How can I help them? I'll pay $150 for a child. You can do that. I can do that model, or the parents, we can reduce it to $10 a month. Whichever one is best for them.
Well, one last question is, then how are you protecting your license on that? That keeps me from sharing that with Jonathan, just giving him my login and password type thing.
Right, yes. So when we actually create the app and the initial app through JOBA, we'll do a system that will protect the videos so that it'll be very hard, close to impossible to rip them from the app, as well as there'll be personal coaching. So everything that's on the app is like 2-minute videos, but it's there's personal coaching that you really can't get unless you get it from that one-on-one conversation. That's hard to rip and remodel.
Great presentation. Your secret sauce is that you have a database of all scholarship and you're connecting the possible applicant.
It's that plus the scholarship expertise to know how to earn them continually, as well as knowing how to manage your time and cut it off. Yep.
So each student or applicant gets like an expertise from you or somebody like you. That's the 2x expert that you had in your team, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And for application prep, is that automatic or is it something that the experts are looking at helping me fill the application? Are they actually reviewing it or is it fully automatic?
I've done a lot of research on scholarships and a typical scholarship application, so there are a lot of similarities. So most of the content that I create will cover the basics. Now, some scholarships do ask for you to submit a photo or a piece of artwork. That will come hand in hand with the personal coaching where you can have someone answer those questions for you. But we'll answer all the questions related to a typical application.
I'm just wondering about the sort of basic sizing of the scholarships that you can get through this. Is there some sort of range you can characterize? I mean, how are you piecing this together, these $5,000 and $10,000 chunks that you're applying for? What's out there for these kids in this database?
Right, so in terms of local scholarships, because there are different levels, it begins at $500 to $250. It can go all the way up to $9,000. When I applied in 2015, I think the highest I received was a $5,500 renewable scholarship from my hometown. And then the lowest one was $250. But in terms of national, they could be $60,000, $2,000, $20,000.
Okay.
All over the place. Yes.
Yes, I was wondering how you were going to grow. What is your plan?
Grow the company, College Dope. Continue to expand into those markets that I mentioned earlier aggressively, and through a lot of social media and SEO, we'll do that, as well as I think it's SAO for apps, like the search engines on apps. As well as a journalism major, I know the benefit of having publications on news media, so utilizing that also. I think it is. Oh, that's the plan to grow regionally. Yes, ma'am.
What are your plans to continually, as you're expanding, let's see, going from Virginia, North Carolina, DC, up to the Mid-Atlantic, to the Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, Tell me a little bit about your plans of updating and staying on top of the scholarships that are available in the database.
Definitely. So web crawlers are a great way to do that, is where the web crawler can go in and find the deadline by using keywords and just update it in the system automatically. That will be the main tool, as well as the local scholarships. We'll build the close relationships with the guidance counselor and create a back-end product on College Though, where they can just go in and update the deadlines and stuff on their system. Does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. You, by yourself, have been extremely successful. You said $210,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said you've helped 50 families raise 160, which is a little over 3,000 per family.
Yes, sir.
What do you equate the difference? Why are those folks raising 3,000 and you raised over 200,000? What's the difference?
Definitely. So mine was kind of a last-minute resolution. I knew it was either or, either earn the money to go to school or not go to school. And when you're coaching someone else, you tell them everything that you know, but then it comes to them, is do I do it or do I not? So I find a lot of my clients, I try to find the best way to help integrate it into their lives already, so it's pretty easy. But they'll prioritize sports or video games or whatever over scholarships. So I can't make them do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
One more question. You had that free 49, 150, that was your way to introduce the product?
The free, I think I know what you're talking about.
I was wondering if you had like different ways to enter it. You said that the 150 included the counseling, right?
Right, for the individual students,
Okay,
yes.
for the individual. Okay, so you're thinking about using the free portion to introduce it? Is that what you're thinking about?
For individuals, so like you could download the app and use the free version. It has limited access in terms of the video content as well as the amount of scholarships you can find. But you can do an in-app purchase for $49 and get full access to all of the videos, all of the scholarships on our database, as well as all of the time management details that we provide. And then $150 would be that plus personal coaching.
Okay. But does the free part have the limitation on the time that you can use it?
No, you could, well, the concept I have in my head right now, you could use the free version for as long as you wanted to, but it would be limited access to the concept.
Just a quick follow-up question to that. If that's the case, why would a school ever pay you $150 per student when they could spend $49 and get all the videos? And I only say that because if every school spend $150 and you're going to personally coach every one of those students, scalability of them within 5 high schools, 10 high schools would be overwhelming, right? So from a personal coaching standpoint. So I would just say, I would consider kind of flipping that where it's cheap at the school level, and that personal coaching is that's the golden ticket. That's the big, I'm willing to go pay for golden ticket. But there's kind of a flip down there. So do you have anything, is there a reason why you did it that way?
Right, so with personal coaching in terms of the schools, it's not necessarily talking to each student for an hour a week, but it's in terms of having those webinars exclusive to those students at that school. So it's based on the area you're in versus being based on one person at a time. 40-minute webinar, got 10 schools in the list. I could probably knock those out in a week. Having 2 scholarship experts on the team as well, and maybe even more, will be able to do that at a larger rate. With personal coaching in terms of what I found, it's a lot of answering questions and then providing, I guess, some more tips and tricks. Does that answer your question?
Okay, we got an online question. If you increase applicants, you will decrease the amount of users getting success. How is that sustainable? The more users that are using it, the less amount of scholarships that are available.
Not unlimited scholarships.
Actually, I coach, consultants coach, but again, every year, $3 billion in scholarships go unclaimed. So every student, 3.5 million students in the United States, I can't guarantee it, but I strongly believe at least one of them, each of them will be able to earn at least one scholarship.